So let's talk about the coming judgment to Hollywood. Now, I've said before that we are in a season of exposure. Many of us have been giving prophetic words and dreams and just saying that God, he's dealing with his people, this generation, in a very strong way to get people to wake up and to come back to him. So this is the point of people seeing the Great Awakening, seeing exposure, this controversy among conspiracy theories and people fighting for their perception of reality, what's true, what's not true, this information, disinformation war, and all this stuff. And everything that is hidden will come to light, which is a biblical principle. And so this is happening in all realms. So in this video, I'm going to talk very briefly about some of this juicy sort of tabloid type news. And I'm not fully into this, guys. I'm just doing some research and presenting it to you in the way that a lot of people, and this is coming from young adults, Gen Z, millennials, people my age and younger that are all into this stuff. They're into this because they're so, gung-ho and giddy about Hollywood drama and their favorite celebrities and all that stuff. I'm not into that stuff, but I do feel that as God is using this realm, he's using it to redeem and clean house so that he can turn it around and use it for his glory, for his kingdom purposes. And it's one way, one catalyst to wake people up. So I'm going to go over some crazy stuff that people are saying. But first, what I want to talk about is the overall movement that is happening. Now, on this channel, we talk about trends, we talk about movements, and how that is impacting people to move in a certain direction so that we can all, as a body of Christ, understand what's going on in society. So these 7 realms of society, and a lot of people break it down in different ways, but other people call it the 7 mountains of society, just different names. Or you can break this up or subdivide it as many ways, slicing and dicing it the way you please. And so this area, and now I've always said before, and others have said that judgment begins at the house of God. So within religion, within churches, you're seeing scandals, all these things come to light. And those that have not been faithful with what they've been given, that talent or that whatever responsibility is going to be taken from them and given to somebody else. The same goes for everything else. Family, the nucleus family, you're seeing a lot of juxtaposition there with, what's going on with all that stuff, the education system, the industry, whatever is being taught, the government, and this is where a lot of my focus is on, as well as in media. But this arts and entertainment is not something I'm as familiar with. I talk also about business and many things. Now, what I want to briefly talk about is that there's a big share. There's a big sort of, if you want to call it market share, if you want to call it the amount of or percentage of people, the ratio of people that pay attention to any one of these, it's very small for all these other ones. But for arts and media, arts and entertainment, it's fairly large, right? It's fairly large. A lot of young people, a lot of people that are maybe of the world or in the world, however you want to perceive it, they love this stuff. They love looking at their favorite celebrities and people and following up on this news. But what God is doing is he's turning that on their head, because since they are so lost in it, they are so gung-ho about it, it's causing them to do research, and people are coming out with conspiracy theories or whatever and just making allegations, or because they're so good at researching and they're so inquisitive about it, it's leading them to all have this mass awakening. Now, the public attention share is small in other areas, right? Especially in government. This is where a lot of people kind of snooze. But in media, and especially arts and entertainment, is very large, right? And so this is not equal representative of what truly is out there, what share, what market share or percentage ratio, whatever you want to call it, is actually true. I'm just saying that I know that compared to government, there's a lot more people that are really into arts and entertainment and the TikTok and crazy, YouTube celebrity stuff, Hollywood celebrity stuff. All of these areas is far bigger for the younger audience. Now you have other people, maybe more mature audiences that really want to know about business and media and all this stuff. But point is that each realm is a catalyst to allow truth and exposure to come out. And that is the avenue for which they are waking up. They're waking up in mass because of each of these areas. And that's why we have such a fight. If you saw my video the other day about the mainstream media losing the narrative, they're demonically manifesting because they can't get their story out for people to believe. Other people are believing these crazy quote unquote conspiracy theories and these alternate forums and anonymous users, and they're blaming the crazy insert label conspiracy theorists, whatever it is, on this narrative shift that's happening. But again, as it's being redeemed, it's being used for good. So let's quickly talk about what's going on. Why is it that people are getting amped up? Because all of this Kardashian stuff, the death of O.J. Simpson the other day, as well as the Diddy case, people are correlating Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner to this family and just uncovering a slew of things. There are allegations of some secret video that is very damning for Kris Jenner and Diddy, and for some reason, maybe Kris Jenner, rumor has it that she has fled the country. I mean, I'm not sure. But what's crazy is that this connection with Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner, if you're researching this stuff, you realize that this is kind of more than coincidence. And then you had Kim Kardashian following Diddy, I think on one of the social media platforms, and then suddenly unfollowing him 24 hours before the police raid, hinting at maybe some prior knowledge of all of this stuff. And so some of the prophetic words that people have said before is that they will have terminal illnesses, they will be sick, they will pass away, they will get into legal trouble. And so this is where we see the execution and this coming to fruition and to reality. And so people are seeing this, digging into it because they're so gung-ho about it. You have Lou Taylor, who's on the board of Hillsong, and allegedly there's some church funds that are secretly settling disputes, and you have a connection to high-profile conservatorship cases like Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan, accusations of involvement in the Astroworld tragedy and facing employment discrimination lawsuits. There's a huge connection with all of the Kardashians, the business dealings with Lou Taylor, as I mentioned, linked with KKW Beauty, Kylie Cosmetics, Kendall Jenner, managed under TriStar, significant real estate transactions facilitated by Lou Taylor for the Kardashians, including multi-million-dollar mansions and loans, and all of these crazy allegations. And then you had all of the Quiet on Set documentary exposing Nickelodeon and just various other things for which you are seeing right before your very eyes real, tangible documentaries or footage or lawsuits or whatever it is coming out, and it's triggering people to say, oh, maybe this is not a conspiracy anymore. We laughed at Epstein Island. Now Diddy's coming out and people are saying that there's so many more things. There's a bar, I think, that went viral recently that is in Hollywood somewhere or in that area for which they take in people and they drug them up and just crazy allegations, right? Now, I'm not saying any of this is true. This is my disclaimer so that I can clean myself of any wrongdoing. What I'm reporting is what other people are saying and what the lawsuits and what the public opinion is from this perspective of what has been gathered and the research. And so what I'm saying here, again, is that it doesn't matter if you are into Hollywood or not. I'm not into Hollywood. I'm not looking at celebrity drama and all that stuff. But again, the Great Awakening is happening in all phases, all areas. Now, if you want to comment below and tell me what you think with regards to all of this conspiracy, whatever you know, a lot of people are putting it together, but if you type this and Google it, it's not going to come up, right? So we know censorship. We know that they're trying to protect these guys and the narrative control is happening, but you have to really dig. And the people that are digging, they're going viral right now because they're putting two and two together. They're posting on TikTok, they're going to their forums, their web pages, they're making it their either the videos and photos and putting it all together, and it's making sense. And these guys are very gung-ho about it. As much as I have been gung-ho and many others have been gung-ho about Q or research or political stuff, what's going on behind the scenes, these people are very gung-ho about this area. And that's why this movement of quote-unquote conspiracy and waking up, it's gaining momentum because, again, what is hidden will come to light. Whatever is in darkness will be brought to light and will be exposed, and God will deal with it. There's a big wave of judgment on the horizon, and God's going to deal with this wickedness because he wants to tear down these modern day Asherah poles, these statues of Baal. He wants people to get right with him, and this will be done for his glory. So be encouraged, guys. A lot is going on. It's a good time, but more is coming. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.